This has to be the most devastating way of getting eliminated from the WBC. Because Australia went from in the driver's seat to move on from pool play even with a loss to giving up a defensive error in the 9th inning that ended up giving up one extra run that cost them the quarterfinals. If you don't already know, Australia is in Pool C in the WBC with Japan, Korea, Chinese Taipei, and Czechia. But outside of Japan, Korea, Australia, and Chinese Taipei are very evenly matched. Of course, they all ended up tied and they all beat each other. The next tiebreaker was this thing called lowest quotient of fewest runs allowed. And basically what you need to know is that Australia was ahead in the tiebreaker and could have lost to Korea by 4 or less runs and still moved on. And this Korean fan kept getting featured during the broadcast because he made a chart to show all the ways that Australia would move on in blue, how Korea could move on in red, and Chinese Taipei in green. And if you notice, most of the board is blue and only a tiny sliver is red. But with only 2 outs left to add on in the 9th inning, Korea was only up by 4 runs, which, as you can tell by the board, a score of 2-6 leaves Australia moving on, but a score of 2-7 leaves Korea moving on. But Korea unfortunately hits a routine double play ball to the shortstop, but he muffs the ball to second. So instead of getting out of the inning on a double play and officially moving on to the quarterfinals, it's an error that takes the runner to third base with only 1 out. So now all Korea has to do is get a sac fly to move on to the quarterfinals, and that's exactly what happens. And Korea gets a 5-run differential, which creates the exact scenario they needed to move on in the WBC. So Australia is left absolutely devastated because they went from the driver's seat to move on to quarterfinals to 1 error away from moving on in the WBC.